The Karate Kid multiverse comes together this weekend with the latest installment to the Karate Kid franchise, Karate Kid Legends. We got the Han verse meets the Miyagi verse. Nostalgia written all over it. But what could go wrong? This! Let's get into it.
I was born in the strong.
What is going on, everybody? It is yours truly, the Ace, here with my review to Karate Kid Legends. Hit that comment section. Let me know what you thought about this movie. Also, I want to know what's your favorite movie in the Karate Kid franchise. And also, let me know who your favorite character in the entire Karate Kid universe is. Now that they're bringing these two movies and these two universes together, I want to know who your favorite character is. Let's have a conversation about it. So without further ado, let's get into the movie. Growing up, I was not the biggest fan of the Karate Kid movies. I kind of got introduced to them around the Jaden Smith remake, which I think is one of the better remakes of a franchise, in my opinion. So then I went back and, watched all the Karate Kid movies. I thought they were very enjoyable, but I really didn't truly get into this franchise until Cobra Kai. One of my biggest regrets in the channel is that I didn't cover Cobra Kai more. I absolutely love that franchise. It is one of my most rewatched franchises. It's one of my comfort shows as well. I'm probably going to be starting a rewatch here pretty soon as well because of how much I love it. So coming off of Cobra Kai, I was excited for this. And I have to say, for the first time this year in the 2025 season, I am severely disappointed by a movie. I did have high expectations from this movie. Like I said, I loved the Jaden Smith movie. I loved Cobra Kai. I had my expectations really high. You want to say it's recency bias? Sure. The franchise was on an all-time high after those two entries. And I'm going to have to say, like I said, I was severely let down by this movie. Best part about this movie, easily to me, is Ben Wang. Standout performance for him. Has the personality and charisma to carry this franchise and be a leading guy. As much as I didn't like this movie, I would like to see more of him going forward and whatever they decide to do with this Karate Kid universe. But he's an easy character to root for. Has the on-screen chemistry with every character he's on screen with, particularly the love interest that these movies do continue to get right. When it comes to the Karate Kid franchise, they do a good job at establishing the love interest that introduced the antagonist that helped move the story forward, and they continue to nail that in here. But Ben Wang's performance definitely was incredible. Like I said, I would like to see more of him going forward, and him having a martial arts background helps with the action sequences and does make them feel more organic and free-flowing. And like I said, to me, he was the best part about this movie. One of my biggest concerns in this movie was how would they tie in the two franchises together, and would it feel organic or would it feel forced? And in my opinion, I think they nailed it, because throughout the Karate Kid movie and Cobra Kai, we've heard about the heritage of Miyagi and Shrimpo Sensei and, stuff like that. How they were able to bring it together, I thought worked quite nicely, definitely felt organic and expanded the lore of the Karate Kid universes. Some of the things that I'm on the fence about, the fight sequences in particular. Now, I did enjoy them for what they were worth, but they did feel very MCU quick cutty, meaning that it doesn't really feel organic and free-flowing for a martial arts movie to have a bunch of quick cuts here and there. Like, you see the kick about the guy throwing a kick, and then it hits, then the guy gets, then you see the reaction to it, and it's clipped like 5 or 6 different times in that sequence. That's always been my problem with the MCU. Like I said, it doesn't feel free-flowing. It doesn't feel organic to me. They were very creative fight sequences, like we saw in the trailer of the alley fight sequence of him off the fire escape. I thought that was a good touch. This movie definitely had some of the most fight scenes that we've ever seen in a Karate Kid movie. Obviously not counting Cobra Kai, because that's a series. But yeah, the fight scenes were okay. I liked some of them, but then like the editing is kind of what threw me off when it came to it. Aramis Knight is in this movie, the antagonist to our protagonist Lee. First and foremost, I really do enjoy seeing him on screen. Loved him in Into the Badlands as my guy, MK. AMC, can we please bring back Into the Badlands? You can't leave that on the cliffhanger that you left it on. That's just a side note. He was also great in when he was in the Miss Marvel as well. He feels like a really good antagonist in this movie, but the writing for him was bad. They really did make him feel like he was a one-note villain. The one thing that these movies do get right, on top of like the romance and stuff like that, is having really good antagonists. Johnny, such a good antagonist that they made Cobra Kai. Terry Silver, one of the most menacing ones. I forget the kid's name in the Jane Smith one, but even he was good. They're well written, but I mean they tend to be the same type of like antagonist, but they all do have their good qualities, and I feel like the writing is really what kept him from being up there with some of the great Karate Kid antagonists. My biggest issue with this movie, and it's a big one, is the overall story. Now, while it does hit some of the marks of the Karate Kid movies, kid moving to a new city, meets a girl, the antagonist is introduced that has, you know, a relationship with the girl, kid gets bullied, has a karate mentor, enters a tournament, gets a W. It has the formula of a Karate Kid movie. That's what I was expecting to see. Not a boxing movie that takes up about a third of the movie. I'm going to Karate Kid to watch the Karate Kid, not the Karate Kid meets Rocky. I have no idea what tangent they decided to go off in. And it just baffled me. Like, halfway through this movie, it becomes our Karate Kid is training this boxer, this washed up boxer, to be better at boxing with karate. I didn't expect that. Who's the Karate Kid? Is it the Karate Kid or is it the boxer? Who's teaching who? So it really just threw me off, and it lasted so long. Like, it really did feel like this was nostalgia bait. It felt like they had two separate ideas for this movie. Like, we want to do this, and then we want to do that. But we know that this isn't going to sell like that. So what are we going to do? Let's slap Karate Kid on there. Let's bring back Ralph Macchio, who was barely in this movie, by the way, and bring in the universes with Jackie Chan. That'll put butts in seats. I feel like I was duped. I really do. I feel like I don't know what movie I came to see. Because, like I said, while it does hit the Karate Kid beats, it does get going. And I'm like, okay, you know what? This feels like a Karate Kid movie. Right smack in the middle, it totally switches lanes. And I'm like, I have no idea what I'm watching. And I find it ironic for a franchise that claims to be all about focus. Focus! That it has none, because it's all over the place with these two stories that they're trying to combine together. And the fact that it goes so long through the movie makes it so that way they have to rush the ending. Like, the ending was cool, was great. The tournament fight sequences. Would have liked for them to cut out the middle stuff, and you could have engaged more with the fight sequences, right? Of the entire tournament, right? Love also, you know, the New York City background as well. You know, this movie actually did bring New York City to life. Kudos to that. But throughout the course of the tournament, because you decided to go off in a side story and focus on that, you had to rush through the ending with montages. Now, this franchise is known for its creative montages during like the training, stuff like that. We've seen them in the Karate Kid movies. We've seen them in Cobra Kai. It's great. But you're not supposed to montage the main storyline. Like, that's what it felt like, because it felt like once they put this other B-line side story in, now we got to rush the ending. And it sucked. On top of, like I said, barely having Daniel in there, switching up the Mr. Han character from what we knew in the Jane Smith movie. All of a sudden, he's this goofy, like, guy instead of this serious character. And, like, it totally just really threw me through a loop. Like I said, I signed up for the Karate Kid, not the boxing kid. But overall, I was severely disappointed in this movie. I don't know if my expectations were too high, or if the fact that this movie went off in a whole different direction that they didn't market in the movie, mismarketing in my opinion. But yeah, like I said, this is the most disappointing movie that I've seen this year, considering how much I love Cobra Kai, how much I love the Jaden Smith Karate Kid movies, how much I enjoyed the original Karate Kid movies. I gotta say, this is the biggest letdown of the year so far. I think that this movie had potential to be really good and to kickstart another franchise of the Karate Kid, keep him moving forward, especially, like I said, off the hype of Cobra Kai. And Ben Wang was amazing. He's definitely a character that can carry the franchise. Oddly enough, as much as I didn't enjoy this, I kind of want to see a sequel. This is why I'm kind of like really mixed with this. Like, I'm not going to say it was terrible. I'm going to say I was disappointed. Is it enjoyable? Sure. There are a lot of moments that are enjoyable in this movie, no doubt. But the overall story and the turns that it took and the way it was marketed definitely made it a letdown for me overall. But yeah, you guys should definitely check it out and let me know what you think. I think this movie's definitely streamable. I don't know if I would rush to the theater to see it. There's actually not a lot of showings of it anyway, but I would definitely, I'd definitely wait to stream it. And, if you guys do check it out, let me know what you think down in the comment section. I do appreciate you guys for watching, man. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe to the Ace Avenue if you haven't done so already for your sports, movies, and more. Appreciate you guys. This is movie number 6 down, 25 to go in the year 2025. We're gonna get to 25 movies this year. Let's get it. Summertime's gonna be real busy, so if you're a fan of movies, make sure you guys hit that subscribe to yours truly. I do appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. As always, thank you for tuning into the Ace Avenue. I am yours truly, the Ace. Adios.